everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. Today's video is going to be my #1 product in every single category of my makeup collection. This was a lot harder than I thought, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it that I had to cheat on a couple, but if I picked 2 for any category, I will try and just pick one like in the moment. But there's a couple that truly are ties right now. So basically I went through every single category and just picked my current favorite right now. This might not be like my #1 go-to for every single day. If it's not, I will tell you why, but these are just the products right now that in each category I just feel so drawn to or inspired by, or whatever the case it might be. I thought that this might be a fun video to film because I feel like my preferences really do change a lot. And even if I have to reference back on a video that was maybe only posted a month or 2 ago, sometimes I feel like my makeup looks very different than what I'm wanting to wear in the present time. So I just feel like a video like this could be really fun to look back on and also update you guys on every few months or so to see how my preferences have changed. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting out with primer, this is one of those products that I mentioned I might not want to use every single day, but it is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. Now, I picked this one up because I was looking for a primer to be able to use outside. It's so hot outside, and we spend almost every Saturday outside for a lot of hours. We have a small business where we go to markets, and most of them are outdoors. So I really wanted something to help my makeup stay on longer, and this has just been such an amazing product for that. So I just had to give this category to this primer because I think that it's honestly the best one that I have in my collection right now. Especially, it makes the biggest difference. I am just blown away at how long this can make my makeup last. No matter what I put on top of it, this is going to help it last all day long. It is sweat proof, it is heat proof, it just helps it last forever. Another category that was such a no-brainer for me is foundation, and I picked the Purito BB Cream. I've had several comments from you guys saying that you can't believe I've used this up so quickly. I am almost out of it. It's kind of hard to tell, but sometimes when there's not so much air in it, and I actually push the product down before it actually will come out, it seems like it's about right here or so. So I think I'm pretty close to using it up. And I did already purchase a new one of this because I wear this almost every single day. That is what I'm wearing today, and I just think it's such a go-to, especially Monday through Friday. I might not be wearing it every single time that I film, but I'm wearing it most days, and I'm definitely reaching for it way more than any of my other foundations. I almost didn't even put a concealer in this video, but I decided to because I just didn't want to like leave out any category, because I don't have to like really commit and say that this is my absolute favorite, but this is my favorite right now. So I had to give it to the Pure Cosmetics 4-in-1 Sculpting Concealer. So I've recently picked up 3 to 4 new concealers, and there's 3 of them that I really like, but this one's just been the one that I'm reaching for the most. So this concealer used to have a little like push button kind of thing where you'd push it and then the product would open that way, but it now just has like the regular kind of twist off lid. But the doe foot on this is so nice. I really like the shape of it, and then the formula is also really great as well. So it's a little bit more like medium coverage, but it covers everything that I want it to, especially on the under eyes. It wears really nicely, and I feel like it's very creamy, but it still wears nicely, which is sometimes a hard mix to get. So I really enjoy this concealer. Okay, powder just had to go to the RCMA No Color Loose Setting Powder. You guys can see I've actually used up a good bit of this. This has a ton of product in it. So I feel like even this little bit of progress is so much product that I'm really happy with it. I love this powder. It makes your makeup look so smoothing, and on a hot day, like I said, on market days, I will use this primer, this powder, and then a certain setting spray, which I will mention soon, all together, and I just feel like that combo is just the best combo for heat. This truly doesn't have any color to it, but it will mattify your makeup so nicely without looking overly cakey. You can apply this with something like a powder puff or a blush, or even your sponge that's damp or dry. It's just so versatile. It is a little bit messy just because it's a loose powder, but if you don't mind that, I really think that this is an amazing powder. Okay, for cheek products, I did choose a cream and a powder option for bronzer, blush, and highlight. So I just felt like I've been having so many different favorites, and I feel like for me, I don't really use them hand in hand. I either kind of reach for creams, or I reach for powders, or I'll reach for creams and then top them with powders. So I really do have like favorites in either category, and in my head they're kind of different. So For the cream bronzer or contour, that kind of general category, for this one I had to go with this Double Take Duo Stick from Oma. I have mine in White Pearl and it's the lightest one that they offer, but I think they have like 6 different options. But one side has a contour on it and this is the side that I'm mentioning for this category. I do like the highlight, it's nice, but it's very, very subtle, so I don't always use it. So I'll just show you. And it's also like slightly dark on my skin, so I can't use it to really brighten the skin, but it does look nice for kind of a natural look. But this contour is so creamy, is what I was going to say, but it wears really nicely on the skin. And you can blend this out again with a brush or a sponge. It just doesn't even matter. Whatever you want to use, it will go very well with this. So I had to mention this as my favorite cream contour. For cream blush, I went with my newest one, and this is from Undone Beauty. I picked this up on a whim, and I'm so glad that I did. I have mine in the shade 325 Flare, and I think it's just so beautiful. It's a very unique tone in my collection. I will say the way that it has 3 different kind of like pigmentation levels on it is slightly gimmicky in my opinion. It's nice though if you want that as an option. But for me, I kind of just swirl either my brush or sponge in the entire product. The little categories are so small, so from here to the top is like a light coverage, and then the middle portion is a little bit more coverage, and then the bottom part is supposed to be very, very pigmented. I mean, it's a very unique idea, and I feel like it is really hard to do something unique with makeup, but I really feel like this color is unique, at least in my collection, and I love it. Again, I feel like this formula lasts really well on the skin, which is sometimes hard to find with a cream blush in my opinion, so I'm really, really enjoying this one. And then cream highlight, this one's a little bit more loose because you can use this for multiple categories, but I've been really enjoying the Burt's Bees, the Luminizer, and I have mine in Starlight. So this is like a little squeezy tube, and you can use this underneath your foundation, you can mix it in with your foundation, or you can use it as a liquid highlight. And that's the way that I really have been using it the most. I kind of use it for all different categories, but for a liquid highlight, it is my favorite. I just think especially the 3 of these together are so pretty, and I just really enjoy them. I will say I'm least likely to use a cream highlight because, like I said, sometimes I'll put on all cream products and then all powders, but typically when I'm doing that, it's just bronzer and blush that I'm kind of layering. And then sometimes with highlight, I'll just skip and do a powder highlight. But yeah, I really love all 3 of these products, and they're definitely my favorites right now. So moving along to the powder cheek products, this one is just a tried and true for me. For bronzer, I'm gonna have to go with this duo from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow duo, and I'm again specifically talking about the bronze side. However, you can probably clearly tell that I love both products in this. Compact because I've got massive pans in both of them, but this bronzer is just honestly like my perfect bronzer ever. It's pretty neutral, so it could be considered a contour, I'm sure, to some people, but I kind of use it as both because I don't really like anything overly warm on my skin because I am so fair-skinned, and I also have cool undertones that sometimes I feel like it just doesn't really look very natural on me. The favorite powder blush in my collection right now is pretty new to me as well. This one is from KOHLS, and this one is the Soft Gradient Blush in the shade Delight. I recently picked these up, and I've been really into warm tones lately, so I was very excited to try out a warm tone blush, and this is a product that I actually really love, that it has multiple shades in it. So I've been really enjoying being able to dip into either the top portion or the bottom portion and kind of customize the blush look that I get. I feel like with the more kind of ombre sort of gradients, it's easier to use, how it just kind of has 2 shades and they kind of blend together. They have some where the colors are very drastically different, but I don't have any of those, so I can't speak to if that's kind of like hard to match when you dip your brush in, maybe to match each side of your face, but I don't have any problems like that with this one, so I am totally okay with it, and I really, really love this formula. When I look at my highlights, I'm really enjoying a lot of the same ones, but one highlight that I'm just very, very glad that I picked up, and I probably would not have picked this up normally, but recently I've just been into like some different type of makeup, but it is the REM Beauty highlight in Miss Neptune. This is the lavender one. It's kind of got like a blue shift to it, but this is so pretty on the skin. I just really, really love this, and I don't use it every day, of course. I don't really reach for a lavender highlight on a daily basis, but I do use this enough to really feel like I'm enjoying it and getting my money's worth out of it. And it's just nice to have something unique in my collection because I'm kind of a little bit bad about getting in the habit of kind of purchasing the same tones of everything. So I have a lot of like champagne toned highlights, and this one was just a really nice way to kind of switch it up for me, and I'm really enjoying it. Okay, I know I just shared 2 different options for each cheek product, but I also want to share with you guys my favorite face palette at the moment, and this is the Ulta Beauty 3-in-1. I have this in California Sunlight. I love this. I honestly reach for this a lot during the week. So it has a bronzer, blush, and highlight, and they're all a little bit shimmery or just glowy in general because they're a baked formula. But the 3 of these together, like, look how perfectly all of those tones go together. They just are amazing for every single day. I absolutely love them. I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell on camera, but there's like a dip in each of the products because of how much I use them. And this product was like very domed. So the fact that they're almost flattened out in the 2 of them is very impressive in my opinion, but I absolutely love that face palette and I just had to mention it in this video. Okay, last up for the face category is setting spray, and the Charlotte Tilbury one had to take the cake for me. This is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray, and this was the setting spray that I mentioned a little bit earlier for hot days when you're outside sweating or whatever. This is just perfect. This in combination, like I said, with the RCMA powder and the Hourglass primer, these are just the perfect trio for a long day in the sun. I'm telling you guys, it really is. Now, the one thing is that this is quite pricey and I've already used up half of it. This is just the mini and it will cost you about $20 and I've already used up half. So I do kind of tend to only use this and the primer on Saturdays when I'm going to have to be outside and really put them to the test, because I just don't have the money to be using that every single day and like really run through the product very quickly. So I'm trying to kind of not use that one every day, but I also don't want to just like not let myself use it during the week or on a Sunday or something. So if I want to use it, of course I will use it, but I've kind of just put that aside as my Saturday setting spray along with the primer. But I really think that it's amazing. It smells great and it really helps your makeup last a while, but I really just love this. It smells so good. This is like one of my favorite fragrances in a makeup product. And I do not know what this smells like, but it reminds me of something. I just don't know what it is. But it also has a really great mist on it. I love the packaging. It helps your makeup last longer. It helps your makeup look great when you first put it on. All around, I just love this product. I wish it was a little bit cheaper, but it is Charlotte Tilbury, so you're kind of paying for the name and the experience of using it and the packaging and all those things. So I'm gonna stand by my answer. I really love that setting spray. Okay, let's jump to brows. I'm sure this is gonna be absolutely no surprise. My favorite brow like pencil or like colored product right now is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Marker or brow tint pen, sorry. This one's in the shade Ash Brown. I love this. So it has like a felt marker type tip on it, and it just makes it so easy to give like hair-like strokes in the brows, and I absolutely love it. And then I feel like I'm not shutting up about this lately. This is the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I, again, love this product so much. Just such a good duo. Absolutely love this combo. All right, let's talk about eyes. So for primers, I have a regular primer and a glitter primer. So the regular primer, I've been testing out a lot of them, but this is the one I actually keep reaching for the most. And this is like the OG eye primer, I feel like. This is the Eyeshadow Primer Potion from Urban Decay, and it's just the original one. So they have like tinted ones, I think, and a shimmery one and stuff, but this is just the original one. I really like this. I feel like it really helps my eyeshadow last longer. It prevents creasing, and I've just really been enjoying it. So I had to give it to this one currently, but I am still testing out quite a few others. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt, but for now, I'm really loving that one. And then this is the only glitter primer that I own. It's the only one I need. I absolutely love this as well. This is the NYX Glitter Primer. You guys, I'm sure have heard me talk about this a million times over, but I had to mention it in this video. Okay, this category was so difficult for me to choose. This one and lipstick were the 2 hardest categories for me to choose, because part of me, this category is eyeshadow, and part of me wanted to choose the eyeshadow that I'm wanting to reach for every single day. And this is what I'll say to that. If you want to see the eyeshadow palettes that I used the most, actually today when I'm filming this, I uploaded a video about ranking my eyeshadow palettes based on how much I actually use them. So you guys can go watch that video if you want to see the ones I'm reaching for the absolute most. I'll have it linked in the eye and down below for you. But for this video, I really just wanted to choose the palette that I'm feeling super inspired by, that I'm really wanting to use and reach for, that I'm like just so happy with that it's in my collection. And I didn't want to go for just like the most neutral palette just because I'm wearing a lot of neutrals right now, especially during the week. We get it, like I'm not going to be wearing the most colorful palette every single day. However, I just wanted to pick the one that really was just calling out to me, and that was this one. This is the Harvest palette from Profusion, and currently this is just like one of my favorite palettes, and I'm gonna say it's my favorite right now. I do have one quick disclaimer that I did just pick up 3 new palettes from Nomad Cosmetics, and I almost put one of those in this video. However, I've only been able to use it once, and I just can't put it in this video. So I don't know, should I like give it an honorable mention, I guess? I'm gonna give it like the fastest honorable mention ever. It is the Cartagena palette, and I'm just absolutely loving the warm tones in it, but I've only used it once, so we're gonna have to stick with our Harvest answer from Profusion. This palette is $10. I cannot believe how affordable it is. Now, contrary to what it might look like, I do actually not have this palette on the eyes right now. I'm wearing the I Heart Revolution Mini Avocado palette, but this palette does have some very gorgeous greens as well. I think this is such a stunning color story. The formula is amazing as well. I absolutely love this. The only downside I have to this is that this plastic little window in the packaging is so cheap. You hear that? Like so cheap. But the product itself is amazing, and I actually love the way the packaging looks. Like I love the shape of it and the size of it's great. It's just this little plastic window, but that doesn't really make a difference, honestly. And yeah, this just has to be my favorite right now. I'm so inspired by this color story, which is not typically a color story I feel like I'd be drawn to, but the mixture of textures in this palette and the color story and just everything overall I think is just beautiful, and I had to give it to this palette as far as this being my favorite. It just really is right now. So that's the answer for eyeshadow. My favorite eyeliner right now is this one. This one's also from NYX. This is the eyeliner from NYX. It's the Epic Ink Liner in the shade Brown. Now, this one I've been so obsessed with. I'm just really into brown eyeliner, and I'm really liking it. I will say that it's looking a little bit lighter than it usually does. I think I might have had it stored like up, so the pigment is lacking. Yeah, okay, as I shake it, it's getting a little bit darker. I think because I had it stored with the marker part up, that the pigment is kind of fallen down, so I'm going to store that the other way for a little while. But regardless, it's typically a little bit darker brown than this, but it just stays on my eyes so well, and it's just such a fun way to have like a nice winged liner without it looking so bold if you don't want a black liquid liner, especially for a more like everyday neutral type look. I really recommend and love that eyeliner. Okay, for mascara, I'm gonna have to go with this one. However, I don't really have like a holy grail mascara that's open right now. This is my favorite at the moment of what I have open. I am currently trying an Ilia mascara, but I haven't really been using it too much. This overall has been my favorite for the last couple of months. It's the Anastasia mascara. It's called the Lash Brag Volumizing Mascara. It's very nice, but I just don't feel like I need to repurchase it. It's just my favorite of what I have open right now. I wanted to go ahead and put this in this video because it is my favorite mascara at the moment, but I just have had better mascaras in the past that have worked better for me, but I do really like this, so I thought I would mention it. And I feel like I need to give the Ilia one a little bit more time to be like in its prime, because I've only had it open for about a week and a half now, I think, and I feel like 2 to 2.5 weeks is when it really hits its prime. So I'm gonna give that a little bit more time. Lastly, for eyes is the single eyeshadow that I've been loving lately. This is the Ulta Beauty Bouncy Eyeshadow. I have mine in the shade Buttercream, and this is just such a lovely topper to put over any sort of eye look. It'll give you a little bit of extra sparkle. Now, I will say this sparkle is so much prettier in person than I can capture on camera, so you just have to kind of keep that in mind. It's very beautiful, and I love to kind of top any of my looks with this. If I want to add just a little bit of something extra or something special, this has just been such a go-to for me, and I really love it. Okay, lastly, we have the lip category. For lip liners, I just wanted to put this one in here because I've been very impressed with the formula. I really do like the color and everything. This is the KOHLS lip liner. It's in the shade Nude, and I'm just really enjoying the formula of this. So I wanted to kind of put this in. However, I haven't been wearing lip liner every day, So that one's a little bit looser of a category, I guess, but if I'm looking at all my lip liners, that's my favorite one right now, so we're gonna put in the video. For lip gloss, my favorite has been the KOHLS Milk Tea Mini Gloss Shot. I can't show you that or it will ruin part of my project pan. I don't want you guys to know how much progress I've made in it. It's the lighter of the two that are in the Gloss Shot duo that came out in the holiday season, and I just love that gloss so much. But I did decide to pick a favorite lip oil as well, and that one has to go to this one. This is the Powerful 5 Glossy Lip Oil from Catrice. Mine is in the shade Glossy Blackberry. This is such a fun product. It might look a little bit intimidating or bright in the bottle, and also I love the doe foot. The packaging is so nice on this product, but when you blend it out, it just gives you like a nice hint of pink. But if you want to, you can add a little bit extra to make it a little bit more pink. But yeah, you can really sheer this out and it just looks so glossy on the lips. The category that I kind of cheated in is lipstick. These are my two favorites right now though. Okay, this is the one I'm wearing right now, and I feel like I'm allowed to cheat in this category because my answers are so different. But let me just tell you what they are. You guys probably have heard me talk about these a lot, but I have the Fenty 04 Mother Lova lipstick. This is their refillable lipstick formula. I absolutely love this. Like I said, it's what I have on right now. It's just a perfect like warm tone, peachy nude kind of color on me, and I love it so much. But I'm also really loving the Ulta Beauty lipstick. This one's in 332. And you know what? As I'm sitting here, I'm gonna have to give it to the Ulta one. I absolutely love both of these. I really do. However, there's a downside to both. Let me start with the Ulta one. It smells like makeup. Like, this smells like a lipstick that my mom would have had when I was like 10 looking through her makeup. You know what I mean? It's just like kind of like an old school lipstick scent, but I don't mind that because once you like put it on, you're not going to notice the scent of it anymore. But the downside to the Fenty one is it's so overpriced in my opinion, because I think the actual like cartridge that you can put the lipstick in, so this part is like $12 or something, but then just the lipstick refill, which doesn't even come with this outer packaging, this comes with the case, it just has like a little plastic bit to it, it's like 20 something dollars. So all in, you're gonna pay over $30 for this, like what I'm holding. Yes, you only have to purchase the cartridge once, but if you want two colors, that's almost like $70 in lipstick. So I'm gonna have to give it to the Ulta one. Now I'm wondering if they have a shade similar to this one in this formula, because this pricing just really bothers me when I think about it. I don't know, like if you're really wanting to splurge, I absolutely recommend this lipstick, but I mean, it's so pretty. It really is. It's so good. But I actually really love the packaging on the Ulta one, and I love the color. This one's more pink. So they're both neutral-ish, and you can wear them. I feel like if I had just the two of these lipsticks and nothing else, I'd be perfectly fine, because I have an orangey option and a pink option, and these look very different on my lips from one another. So this one, like I said, is the one I have on now from Fenty, and the Ulta Beauty one is very like pinky mauve. I think I've tackled all the categories. Fingers crossed that I did not forget any. I don't think I did, but I really hope that I got them all. This was so much fun for me to film. It was honestly a lot harder to pick some of these categories than I thought it was going to be. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and seeing what my current favorites are today and what I'm loving and reaching for. This isn't really like a traditional favorites video for me, because I feel like that one would probably have like a handful of products in a couple categories, but I really just wanted to narrow it down to like my top favorite in each category and let it just be like a little bit more in the moment, a little bit more like right now what I'm loving versus just like recently for the last month I've been loving them. This is just more of like today, this is how I'm feeling. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more content from me. But I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!